Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Today we have two Keurig 2.0 coffee makers for a water pump replacement. Now, why do we need to replace the water pump in it? I will show you exactly why. I'll show you what are the common problems that occur in these devices, how to take care of them, how to clean them, how to disassemble them, and that's actually the worst part of it, because it's kind of like a Mercedes. You ever try to replace the light bulb in a Mercedes? You pretty much have to take the front wheel off, because it's kind of like domino effect. Everything blocks everything, and they purposely make cars and devices in a way that it's very hard to service. So let's see if we can beat German engineering. Okay, before we move on to this assembly, let's do a quick visual inspection, something that you can do to figure out what might be wrong with it. I haven't even turned it on yet, but the client said that it just keeps decalcifying, cleaning and all that stuff, so basically it's not exactly working. Two things that you always want to check. First of all, the state of the water tank. And that tells you a lot already. So this has been used with a tap water instead of filtered water. If you want this device to work for years, you need to treat it well. You need to use filtered water. The spiral that goes from the bottom all the way up here, that actually heats the water. It's kind of I'm not sure what it's made of, maybe aluminum, maybe some kind of alloy. That heats the water, right? And there's a little switch on it. So if the pump doesn't deliver enough water to cool it off, then it will the switch will break the connection, and the coffee maker will just not work. It will not turn on. This is a bistable switch, so to fix it, well, first to test it, you need to using a paper clip, you basically reset the switch and see if it pops again. If it pops again, you don't have the water flow. Besides, you can hear water flow. So this tells me that that spiral is completely clogged with this residue from hard water. Second thing, this is not really for the functionality of it. It's just for your safety and your coffee drinking pleasure. If you remove the carriage and the plate, oh come on, all right, you can see that this has not been cleaned, and this hasn't been cleaned either. It's just completely dirty. The same with the needle and everything. This can be put in a dishwasher, or you can just wash it by hand, right? But this will start molding up. Oops, come on, get in there. This will start molding up, and your coffee is just not going to taste well. So if you're already investing in those cartridges and this expensive machine, take care of it to get better drinking pleasure from it. No one wants to drink moldy coffee. Okay, so with that being said, we know what to look for. With these two, I recommended replacing the pump, because that's usually what gets damaged the most. And we'll also check the spiral, whether it's pushing enough water. Then we're going to use the cleaning solution to hopefully clean all the parts of it. And this is something that you can do without disassembly. You can just put some of it in the tank and just run a few cycles, and then obviously run a few cycles with clean water to clean it off. It is, after all, a poison, so you want to clean it really well after the cleaning to remove the cleaning solution. And that's what we will do to this device. We'll check everything. This is a little older device. Those newer ones have the board on the back. This one has on the side a much bigger board. So it's a bit older. It's a bit easier to repair actually. Those newer ones have the ribbon cable going all the way to the board. Um, and that ribbon cable is so the port for that ribbon cable is so how do I call it? There's no lock on it. There's no latch or anything to keep it in. So it's extremely difficult to reattach it. If you take it out, it's fine. You just pull on it. But if you try to put it back in, you need to be extremely careful. Don't do it without the microscope. I personally broke two of these. It's amazingly easy to break, and that's the whole purpose probably of it, to make it easy to break, hard to service by the independent repair shops like myself. Okay, now let's move on to the disassembly. Alrighty, so our pump is replaced. This is the old one. Doesn't look too bad, but once in a while it's good to replace these. That usually presents as the coffee pretty much not brewing and the error, overheating error, basically. Now I assure you that I didn't even put this back on yet. The screws are not on yet. It's just put together by those little holders, those little clicky thingies, and I assure you it's just as hard to put back together as it is to take it out, or to take it apart, because it is designed that way. But I must say this is a beautiful design. Now a few words on how to take care of it, because part of this job is obviously cleaning, and this one was one of the dirtiest I've seen. So I already mentioned this little tray over here that collects all the stuff that you want to get rid of, and the carriage. The carriage can be disassembled like so. Just push on the sides over here and pull like this. All right, and you have good access to the needle over here. Check if it's not rusted. If it is rusted, that means you put it in the dishwasher and this didn't like the detergent you were using. So this needs to be replaced once it rusts. It's not safe to be used when it's oxidizing. And obviously all of this needs to be nice and clean. That doesn't affect the machine itself, it will just affect the taste of your coffee. Keep this clean for your coffee to be nice and tasty. And now one last thing, when removing the pump, I don't know if you've seen, I kind of struggled with it, but the best solution that I found, it's installed like this. This is inlet and outlet. So you take off the inlet, the short, it's right over here, this little short pipe, right? You take it off, then you don't have leakage. Then you pull off the pump, then you take off this one and then drain the water, because these ones have a big tank where they heat up water. The newer ones have much smaller water pump, and they use a big spiral that goes from the bottom all the way to the top, very small, so it heats up the water pretty much instantly. It doesn't have a tank where it heats the water, and that's actually a lot better design, since that tank sooner or later will become covered by stuff from the water, especially when you don't use when you use tap water. And that's another thing. As you can see, this is roughly how you want the tank to look. This is not completely clean yet. You can kind of see a little bit of residue left. I use Windex with vinegar to clean these, but you can also use just vinegar with a little bit of lemon juice, and just keep it for a few hours, and then clean it, and all that residue should go away. But rule number one, do not use tap water with this device. The filter, the regular filter, costs like $20, maybe $30, and the box of filters for it, it's maybe another $30 with like 6 filters in it. It's really worth it, because that keeps all your machines like these in a perfect working condition for years. If you don't want to have to send it to me for cleaning and water pump replacement, definitely take care of this machine. It's definitely worth it. And the coffee it produces, in my opinion, is pretty good. I'm not much of a coffee connoisseur, but I do drink coffee. Well, at least I used to. Now I drink decaf, but I do like coffee. It definitely bothers me when I can taste it. When this is a little bit moldy, dirty, I can definitely taste it in my coffee. All right, friends, with that, I hope you found this useful. It's not as difficult maybe as it looks to replace it, or maybe it's more difficult than it actually looks, because it is quite a challenge to take it off without actually damaging it. And you can always tell if it was opened. Can you see this little mark that I made over here? It's barely noticeable, but this is the first element that needs to go off, and usually there are some other marks along the way when it was when it was disassembled. So you can kind of, oops, yeah, don't lift it by this. So you can always kind of tell when the device has been opened. And with that, my friends, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.